In the doghouse, where all the happenings are found. In the doghouse, covering news and school around. We've got journalism, big events, sports is the main attraction. We're all ready to kick it off, so lights, camera, action. In the doghouse, DNA students have things to tell. In the doghouse, oh, I hope this show will find you well. So please turn your attention as we're all proud to present in a doghouse news and each other's school event. Oh yeah.
Welcome to In the Doghouse, Albany High School news program about our students, current activities in sports, academic achievements, and good times. I am Sheena Baker, a senior here at New Albany High School, and with me today is Hannah Martin. Hannah, last week was a great week with homecoming activities. What do we have to look forward to for the month of October?
Thanks, Sheena. Homecoming was a lot of fun. I hope everyone had as much fun as I did. The students at New Albany High School have many activities to look forward to this month. The month of October begins with 9 weeks testing, October 8th through the 10th. On Wednesday, we will have test periods 2, 4, and 6. Thursday, periods 1, 3, and 5. And finally, 7th period test will be given Friday. Sheena, I find it helpful to study a couple of nights in advance for my test. I don't recommend cramming for tests. It really stresses me out.
Well, Hannah, luckily we have an October break to look forward to after a stressful 9 weeks test. On Monday, October 13th, we can stay home and rest. Next on the calendar, Thursday, October 16th, report cards go home, so students and parents to beware.
Friday, October 17th, we will have a special treat for all the students. The first Maroon and White will hit the stands that morning. Please bring 50 cents to buy the first student publication for this school year. This edition will feature one page of the New Albany Middle School, so papers will be on sale there as well.
Next Saturday, a group of art and music students will be headed to New York City for 4 days of the Big Apple excitement. Saturday, October 18th, we will be in the New Albany High School Beauty Review. It is sponsored by the journalism class, and we look forward to an enchanted evening beginning at 7 p.m.
The PSAT will be given on Tuesday, October 21st. Sheena, this is a good test to take to prepare you for the ACT. And finally, Thursday, October 30th is Meet the Bulldogs and the drawing for the Will Spencer raffle. The raffle gives away $10,000 as the grand prize. There are also smaller prizes given as the tickets are pooled. The tickets cost $100 and are on sale now. They may be purchased by any New Albany High School athlete.
That is all we have for now for the school activities for the month of October. Next, we have Martin Cawthorpe with sports.
Thanks, Hannah and Sheena. Hi, I'm Martin Cawthorpe, a senior here at New Albany, and I'm going to tell you about what's going on in sports for the Bulldogs. As you know, last week we played homecoming, and we lost. That's all I'm going to say about that. But anyway, this week we have another division game against Lafayette County. This is of course, their homecoming. So, you know, they could be looking for get a little revenge on Lafayette. Now, Lafayette is a real good team. They beat Houston last week 30-0, and last year they advanced to the North Half State Championship after beating Clarksdale. And Clarksdale, who is also in our division, is in a bad team. They're a real good team, and we'll play them later on in the year. But anyway, the type of offense that Lafayette runs is called a wing T offense, which means, for all you wives and mothers, they have their regular 5 linemen. And what's different about it is a yard off from the tackle and a yard off the line of scrimmage, they have what's called a wing back on both sides of the ball. And what a wing back is, could either be like a small running back or a large wide receiver. And they have a quarterback, and they'll have one fullback or running back sitting in the backfield. And they could have one wide receiver to either side, or they could have a slot on one side. But what Lafayette likes to do is they have their 2 best offensive linemen on either side of the ball. So what they like to do is pull the 2 offensive linemen and bring the halfback right in behind them, which is called counterattack. Now they could do this to either side, or they could also hand it off to the fullback, which could follow the 2 big blockers around the end. Now what New Albany needs to do to stop this, is when these two linemen leave, is to follow the lineman, which would take you to the play clog it up than do any good. Now the defense that Lafayette County likes to run is called a 3-5, which means they have 3 down linemen, hence the 3, and they have 5 linebackers, the 5. And what they like to do is they like to walk either one of these 2 guys up on the line of scrimmage and kind of play it like a defensive end, or just let them stay back to the linebacker. Now what they also like to do is blitz these 3 inside guys right up the gut. And after watching the Pontotoc and Corinth games, I'm sure they're thinking the same thing they thought, because they had a lot of success with it. And that's all I really have on the scouting report for Lafayette County. And if any of you have, come back around school about 3 o'clock, you'll notice looks like a big herd of girls and boys running around the school. I didn't know what it was either until the other day, and somebody told me it was Carlson Country. And for me, it'd take a lot of dedication to do it, because for me to voluntarily go out and run 3 miles a day, I couldn't do it. But I guess they have more heart than I do, or something. I guess they're doing something I'm not. But they're led by seniors Tim Taylor and Charlotte Lindley, and they're coached by Philip Laney. And their next meet is Saturday, October 11th in Myrtle. I hear they're having a great year. They're doing good in their meets, and I guess they're doing good. But what surprised me the most this year was the softball team. I didn't know they were going to be as good as they were, and nobody ever really talks about them. But their record this year is 14-13. They're a game above 500. But more importantly, they went undefeated in their division and won their division. So next week, or 2 weeks, I think it's October 18th, when they start playoffs, they'll get home field advantage, and they'll get the number 4 seed out of the other district. So that'll work out to their advantage in the playoffs. And I'm going to go out on a limb and make a couple of predictions for this weekend. First of all, I'm going to say the Cubs beat the Braves in, 5. I think they're going to do it. I'm going to say Florida by 21, and I'm going to say Mississippi State by 3 in overtime. And that's all I have for sports this week. And now Kayla is here to tell us, with Coach Chambliss, to tell us about the division playoffs.
Thanks, Martin. I'm Kayla Chisholm, a junior here at New Albany High School. And today I would like to introduce you to Coach Aaron Chambliss, the successful coach of the Lady Dogs slow pitch softball team. So, Coach Chambliss, what made you want to become a softball coach?
I think it was just how much I loved playing when I was in high school and in college, and I got to help play as well as coach in intramurals in college at University of North Alabama, and I just really wanted the opportunity to work with high school girls, and softball was my favorite sport, so it just seemed the logical thing to do.
So how does it feel to be division champions your first year coaching?
Oh, it feels great, but the girls, of course, did most of the work, but it was great.
What's been your most rewarding victory?
I can think of a couple. Probably the first one that really made us realize that we were doing well and were on our way was a win we had at Houston. It was our second division game of the season, and we beat Houston 11-5, I believe, and both of my seniors had really good games that game. And then later on, one of the biggest tests we had was when we played Pontotoc the second time, and we beat them 15-5, and it was great.
So who do you think you'll play in the first round of the playoffs?
I don't know for sure yet. We've been trying to find out. It will either be Gentry, Greenwood, I think that's those two, or Canton. So I don't know yet.
I know you teach at the high school too. What do you teach?
I teach world history to 10th grade, and that's all I do other than the softball.
Well, thank you for being here today.
Thank you. I enjoyed it.
Now I have with me 2 senior softball players, Sheree Carruthers and Holly Cook. So when did y'all become interested in softball?
Probably as long as we've been playing since 5 years old.
What about you, Holly?
Yeah, I've liked playing ever since too long. Since 5 years.
How does this coach style differ from your last coach?
We do a lot more, we work harder, and it's just different as we're saying this year, but we just do a lot.
How much time do you spend preparing for a game and practicing?
We practice every other day that we don't have a game, which we usually have a game on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So we'll practice at least 3 days a week, maybe 2 hours or more.
What's been your most exciting game that you've ever played?
Well, my most exciting game was probably the Houston game because we just came out and just hit it like one day. Yeah, there's one game when we played Hatley, we were down by like 9 runs or something, and everybody just started working hard and coming back, and so we ended up beating them that game.
How does it feel to be division champions your senior year?
It feels good to me.
Do you feel that the team is prepared for state playoffs?
Well, we still got a little work to do, but yeah.
We all play fast pitch in the spring.
I probably won't because that's not me.
What are your plans for after high school?
Well, I plan to go to Georgia Tech or Northeast. I'll probably end up going Northeast.
Or do y'all want to play softball there?
I'm not sure if I'm going to or not. I don't think I do.
Well, thank you both for being here today.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kayla. I'm Erica Orman, a senior at New Albany High School. Today we have 2 members of the jazz band performing a duet called Misty. Playing piano is 11th grader Dietrich Lissenby, and on trumpet is Corey Frostanotis, also a junior. Hope you enjoy the performance. Great job, guys. Next up is Catherine Ann Harrington.
Thanks, Erica. I'm Catherine Ann Harrington, and with me today is Miss Diane Bullock, a teacher here at New Albany High School. Miss Bullock, would you tell us about your education and what you teach at NAHS?
I have a double major in Spanish and English from Blue Mountain College, and I teach Spanish 1, Spanish 2, and Spanish 3.
How long have you been teaching?
This is my 27th year in New Albany.
I know that you have always provided your students with many opportunities to travel and learn about different countries. What has been your favorite trip and why?
Okay, we've had many good trips, but I think my favorite trip was in March of 1998 when we went to Germany, Switzerland, and Austria. The weather was great. It was cold, but there was snow on the ground. It was absolutely beautiful. The food was hearty German food, so we enjoyed that. And then for dessert, we had Swiss chocolate about every 2 hours on the trip. We had 25 people on this trip, 17 adults and 8 students. So there were a lot of fun people, and we saw many educational things. One of the most memorable excursions was to the World War II concentration camp at Dachau. And we visited Salzburg, Lucerne, Innsbruck, Heidelberg, and Munich, and Vienna. And we had a wonderful guide and really enjoyed it.
Oh, that sounds fun. Miss Bullock, you have been an inspiration to all of your students, and I really appreciate all that you have done for our school. When do you plan on retiring?
Well, I'm thinking about teaching maybe one more year and
What
then
do you-
retiring.
What do you plan to do in your retirement?
Well, one thing, of course, is I plan to spend a lot of time with my grandson, McCartney, and then hopefully I can travel some.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Next up is Parker Smith.
Thank you, Kat. Hi, I'm Park Smith, a senior journalism student at NAHS. I have with me today Chelsea Lindley, who took first place in the William Faulkner Short Story Writing Contest at the Tallahatchie River Fest for her story, The Haircut. Chelsea, did you expect the kind of success your story has had?
Not really. It was just an assignment given to me by a teacher last year at the end of the year, and I wrote my story for that, and a bunch of people didn't really take it very seriously, but I decided I was going to take it seriously. I tried to write a really good story. And then my dad just was like, well, there's a competition coming up, and so I decided just to enter it, and I didn't think anything about it, and then I got a letter, and I'd won, so I was pretty happy.
Wow, you seem happy. Well, it's definitely a very good story with great description. Some of the details seem to be very specific. Was this based on something that really happened?
Sort of. Like, the main thing in the story about the haircut, that's based on something my grandmother told me about when she was really little. So it's loosely based on a story about my grandmother.
All right. Chelsea, you're a very gifted writer. Is there any teacher you'd like to credit for your skills?
Not necessarily one specific teacher, because I think I've had a lot of really good English teachers just ever since elementary school. So I think all the English teachers have really helped me to be a good writer.
Chelsea, what are your plans for your future development as a writer, if you have any?
I don't know. I'll keep writing, and I enjoy writing. I don't know if I'll be entering any more competitions or anything like that, but I'll definitely continue to write.
Do you have any advice you'd like to give young writers who are on their way up?
Just keep writing, write at home, write about anything, keep a journal, and just be creative and have fun with it.
Wow, that's very good advice from a very good writer. Thank you, Chelsea.
Thank you for it.
Ahoy, mateys! Today we'll be reviewing a commercial created by Bethany Cheatwood for Miss Alicia Robinson's class.
Oh, it didn't work.
Excuse me, little girl. What's your name?
Miranda,
Well, I see you've got a problem, Miranda.
I do.
Are you trying to turn that frog into a prince?
Yes, I am.
Have you tried again and again, kissing him over and over?
Yes, I have.
Well, I have an idea. Have you tried giving him a Hershey's kiss?
Mm-mm.
Well, why don't you try that? Any kind. They're all delicious.
Okay. It worked!
It did? Great! Hershey's Kisses. Almond, classic, dark, or hugs. They're all delicious, aren't they, Miranda?
Yes, they are. All of them.
And they'll turn your frog into a prince any day. So give the world a kiss. with Hershey's Kisses.
That was great. Thanks, Bethany. Up next, we have Aaron and Alex.
Thanks, Kyle. Hello, I'm Erin Duff with Alex Collins, bringing you the campus update. Alex, what do we have to look forward to this month?
Well, Erin, let's remind everyone once again of the upcoming Beauty Review. The Miss Maroon and White pageant is Saturday, October 18th at 7 p.m. Hope you will all come out for that. And don't forget about yearbooks being on sale. They are $40 and can be purchased during lunches in the journalism room. Have you bought yours yet, Erin?
Not yet, but I plan to buy mine today. Other important announcements before we go. Thursday, October 30th is Meet the Bulldogs and the Bullsmitzer drawing. Come and meet the basketball team at the middle school gym and find out who the lucky winner of $10,000 will be this year.
You know, Miss Kelly won the money last year. Maybe she will share the wealth with our journalism class and take us out to eat. Alicia, do you have anything for us today before we go?
Thanks for the update, girls. We have had a great time bringing you the news and happenings at New Albany High School. Thanks to all of the students and teachers who gave up their lunch to help us with the show, and a special thanks to Mr. Mark Bishop for the editing. As we leave, I hope you'll take notice of our new and original theme song written by Charlie Mason, a junior here at NAHS. Charlie and Brandon Lang provided vocals and instruments for the theme in the Doghouse.
NA Doghouse News.
You ready, Charlie?
Yeah!
Yeah! 1, 2, 3.
In the doghouse, where all the happenings are found. In the doghouse, we cover news and school around. Events, journalism, sports is the main attraction. We're all ready to kick it off, so lights, camera, action. In the doghouse, Phoenix Tunes have things to tell. In the doghouse, I hope this show will find you well. So please turn your attention as we're all proud to present NA Doghouse News and each other's school event. Oh yeah! NA Doghouse News.
Are you ready, Charlie?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
In the doghouse, where all the happenings are found. In the doghouse, covering news and school around. We've got journalism, big events, sports is the main attraction. We're all ready to kick it off, so lights, camera, action. In the doghouse, NA students have things to tell. In the doghouse, oh, I hope this show will find you well. So please turn your attention as we're all proud to present NA Doghouse News and each other's school event. Oh yeah!
All right.